Forest fan who has been slandering Ange for the past 2 seasons.
It's the tactics for me. That's where I think you've got it wrong in terms of just structure, in terms of the discipline in the team. And I honestly think that comes from the manager. And he makes you guys quite easy to play against, but I don't think he doesn't have it in him to get it tactically right. I just think he's being very stubborn about his philosophy.
Is now going to come on and say his piece. He goes by the name of Wolfie from Forest Fan TV. Let's bring him on. Wolfie?
Boys,
Wolfie,
how are
Wolfie, Wolfie. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, mate. I'm over the initial shock. So yeah, now that I've been able to, piece myself back together, I just remember that we always win, as Marinakis said when MGW signed the contract. So yeah, we stopped you getting Gibbs White. We've now gone and taken your most successful manager in the last 40 years.
Is that the narrative you're going for?
Yeah, so things are on the up, man. But yeah,
I heard some texts were exchanged last night, and you were asked who's next for Forest, and you're like, not Ange.
Not Ange.
That was your only response. Not even a prediction, just not Ange. That was your only response.
I honestly didn't know. Look, the whole Marinakis Ange, they've been friends for a long time. They spent summers together even when Cooper was in charge and what have you. So there was always going to be that narrative. There was always the link to Marco Silva as well, who worked at Ange for Marinakis at Olympiacos. So I think those two would have been the serious 2 contenders. Marinakis has wanted to progress to a more attacking, more possession-based team. You could argue
it's Mr. Marinakis, Wolfie. It's Mr. Marinakis.
Oh, we're on first. So you lot, it's Marinakis. But yeah, I think he's gone from one extreme to the other, so to speak. It's funny to see that we've had your ex-manager in Nuno. Now we're going for your other ex-manager in Ange. So yeah, unfortunately, our clubs seem to be too tied together at the moment. But
it's all right.
Your next manager could be Ryan Mason. Who knows?
Could be Conte.
Is he still at Spurs? Has he gone yet?
Mason, he's managing West Brom now.
Is he gone? Bloody hell, you finally got rid of him.
Just tell me, Wolfie, what is the thinking with starting the season with Nuno, 3 games in? I know Nuno did that press conference, and a lot of people said after that he was a dead man walking, albeit he did manage the game on that weekend. But there was a lot of rumours over the summer rumbling about discontent with him and Marinakis. Obviously, they had that whole incident at the back in the last season on the pitch. Some people say it was nothing to do with lack of a relationship, whatever. What is your thinking with starting the season with Nuno and then doing this 3 games into the season and not giving Ange a pre-season?
It's self-inflicted from Nuno's point of view, in my opinion. There was no appetite whatsoever for anyone at Forest, Marinakis or Edu or whoever, to want to get rid of Nuno to move on. Everyone was very pleased with the season Forest had last year. They felt we were going in a good direction. Yes, the transfer window was slow because we had the whole thing with Crystal Palace over Conference and Europa League. So it was at the back end where Forest started to do their business. Nuno first spoke, I think it was on Sky Sports, about a week or so before the Palace announcement, when he said, we're not ready, we haven't got the players, we need more players, etc. Now, what I got told earlier on is that Nuno wanted 2 squads. One for the Conference League if we were going to be in the Conference League, and one for the Premier League. He wanted to do it that way. When it got announced that Forest got Europa, he was like, okay, we don't need that many players. He wanted to go back because he prefers a small squad, as you boys will know. That's how he operates. It all then came to a head around one certain player in Adama Traore. Believe it or not,
a lot of weird hill to die.
I believe it because he did try to do the same at Tottenham. He said Tottenham should be spending 50 million at him. He said 50 million. They wanted 50 million.
Him or under Conte that we were going to get Adama?
I think both, but I think Nuno, especially that summer, Wolves wanted 50 million, but Nuno's like, get him, we need him. And I think Paratici was like, I don't know.
Tore us apart early in the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it came to. And Edu basically said, what? Him? Like, really? So, look, what I got told was Edu said, I'll have a look at him for you. He came back to Nuno and said, not happening. They're not interested. And then I heard that Nuno got word to Adama, who in turn said, no one's come to me. I'd happily join Forest. Nuno lost his rag at that, had a kick off with Edu to the point where the likes of Marinakis and other seniors had to get involved. That was about 4 or 5 weeks ago. But everything kind of seemed to have calmed itself down until that presser where he decided to pull the pin out of the grenade. He manufactured his exit for me. No manager is going to walk. They want their payoff. He just signed a new contract. I think it was about June time, just gone. So he's probably gone for a healthy sum. And yeah, I just think this is all on Nuno in terms of manufacturing it. His ego got hurt because the relationship with him and Marinakis was fine. What he didn't like was there was a layer inserted in between in Edu, and he didn't have that direct line of reporting or communication with Marinakis. So he's ended up throwing his toys out the pram. It's a shame because no one was calling for his head. He'd done a fantastic job. But this is football. How many managers between us three have we kind of outlived, so to speak, in our clubs, and how many more will we see? This is football.
Too many. But Wolfie, back on Ange Postecoglou. We've spoken a lot about Ange over the past year here on the channel. You've said, too easy to play against. Teams know how to set up against Ange. Team know how to find success against Ange. Too open on the flanks. How do you feel he's going to get on at Forest, like on the back of all the comments that you've made over the past year?
Well, the difference now is he is the current European manager. You know what I'm saying? He's the holder of that title with the prestige that he has. And it just so happens we are in that same competition that he's an expert at winning in. So, look, joking aside, I don't think we see anything different for Arsenal. I don't think he'll have enough time. The players are still away on international duty. They get back Thursday. If he's lucky, he gets a Friday training session, and we're the early kickoff on Saturday. I think it can work. I think he's going to be box office.
You weren't saying that last night. You were literally 12 hours ago.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Wolfie, have you got those Havanas on, man? What flip-flops are you wearing today?
No, I just got my Marinakis t-shirt on, man. Him and Gibbs White, on. But no, it was definitely shocking to hear because I think it's too extreme of a style change to go from Nuno to him. You almost think like a Marco Silva would have been a step in that direction, and then you could go on to Ange. But I can see the smile behind your faces as I'm saying these things, and I'm convincing myself of this. I saw signs of change with Ange, especially in the latter stages of the Europa League, where you did play a more orthodox line. You were able to kind of soak up an attacking team. There was a bit more structure. You had more than 2 players in your half. You had a couple of midfielders. So I think that we'll have to wait and see. I'm always open to whenever a manager comes in, give him time. I think the only manager I'd ever be instantly manager out would be if Southgate rocked up or an idiot like that. So I'm happy to give him the time, but he is coming under a cloud where most of the Forest fans are really happy with what Nuno did. He's going to have to win them over. Easy way to win it over, go and get 3 points. I mean, he'll win you lot back over and us if he does that at the Emirates, So it's a big game to jump into. But then he does have 2 semi-easy games in Burnley, and I think we got Sunderland as the next 2. So it's going to be a roller coaster in box office, boys. I can't wait for his presser, I'll be honest with you.
100%. At Spurs, obviously, the fans demand a certain way of playing when it comes to we like to see attacking football. We like to see our teams go for it. So there was obviously a clamour for a lot of fans, for Ange Postecoglou, even at his lowest, just because they understood what he's trying to do. But at Forest... is there an excitement about him implementing a more expansive attacking style of play? You're not bothered about any of that? As you just want results? Like, what is the thought process amongst fans when it comes to thinking about how he's going to be?
He wasn't bothered 24 hours ago, but now he's absolutely buzzing for it.
Well, Forest traditionally have always been a counter-attacking team, even under Clough, even under Frank Clark. We've never been like a must-get 70% possession-based team. However, for me, under Cooper and under Nuno, it got too defensive and it got boring. You could, like with Cooper, I turned Cooper out because he was taking us down. His style of football was shocking. With Nuno, I could accept it because the results were coming in. So it's one of those ones. If the results are there, screw how you got there. But Nuno had an identity and he was organized. I personally do like to see attacking, possession-based football. I think most football fans do. No one's going to tune into a game to watch a team low block versus another team that's going to pass it around the back. So from an entertainment perspective, I want to see the entertainment, but not at the cost of the results. And I don't know how it goes, boys. It's just all I know is I got too much content to do right now, and it's your boy Sim. Sim, your boy is gonna keep me busy. You miss him? Do you miss him?
Do I miss Ange? Part of me does, yeah. I mean, look, I've moved on from him, thankfully, and I like Frank.
I think he downgraded, mate.
You think we've downgraded?
We have massively upgraded.
I think tactically, I'd like to think we've upgraded. I think he's a much better tactical in-game manager. But look, sometimes that's not the be-all and end-all. I love Ange. I've always said that, and I did want him to stay. And time will tell whether moving him on was a mistake or not. Right now, I think the signs are good for Frank. He's had a good start to life at Tottenham, and I like what I'm seeing at the moment. But I think...
Did you like the Bournemouth game?
Didn't like the Bournemouth game. And also, a lot of the questions people have on Ange will be answered at Forest about these injuries.
Yeah.
Is he going to continue to have these massive injury problems like he did at Tottenham? Has he made tweaks to what his style of play? Is he going to keep playing the same way, or has those tweaks that he implemented in the Europa League run and some other games? Is he going to implement that at Forest, or is he going to revert back? Has he learned from his time in the Premier League what happened during that time and some of the results he was getting? So a lot of Tottenham fans obviously wanted him out for a lot of those reasons, and a lot of them, like me, were like, well, could these things change? We'll get our answer now at Forest, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. What are your expectations now? What were they before Nuno got sacked, and have they changed in terms of where you're finishing? No. Yeah,
6th to 8th in the league, win the Europa League, then go get my 3rd star next year.
Win? You say he has to win it? Is that the expectation?
Well, you asked me, mine. That's what I would like.
Do you think he has to win it?
I think like the biggest challenges in the Europa for me, I'll probably say Villa, and they haven't looked that good in their start. Now it's early days, I get that, but I really like what we've done with our squad, with the depth we've got. I was worried about depth at the start of the summer, but we've got pretty much 2 in every position, 2 that should be competing to fight for those positions. I look at the Europa draw. We got a couple of tough ones. Real Betis is going to be tough. Porto is going to be tough. But outside of that, we got pretty winnable games. So I can see Forest going at the very least deep. My personal expectations is I want to win the Europa League and maintain roughly what we did last season in the Premier League. Is that realistic? I still think yes. A lot of people are like, how are you going to finish 6th or 7th? Well, I haven't seen the teams that finish below us doing a lot better. You lot will argue we'll wait and see on that one. Man U are still stinking the house out, and the other teams, I just don't think they're quite there with their squad. I think our squad is better than all those other teams outside of yourselves and United's that were underneath us. So objectively speaking, Forest at the very worst should finish about 9th, maybe top 10. But we definitely need to have a good go at this Europa League, and I fancy us to win it.
Well, how's your squad fit for Ange, do you think?
I think it will suit him better because it removes the politics. Because we've brought in Douglas Luiz, who is a cracking player. I know he didn't have a great stint at Juventus, but there was like issues off the field that were surrounding that. And because that was an Edu signing, Nuno hasn't used him in the 2 games he's been available. So I instantly expect to see someone like Douglas Luiz coming in and ideally playing in the 8. I think a lot of people misprofile him as a 6. Anderson has been phenomenal. I could see a partnership looking really good between those 2. I'd drop Gibbs White if you want him in January. Give me a shout.
Drop him for who? McAtee?
I would go to a 4-3-3 personally, but that's not Ange's. What is Ange's formation? It looked like a.
But who are you playing in the middle? Luiz, Anderson, and who?
I'd go Sangare, like just for the extra steal. So I'd play
he likes to
Sangare
have a 10. He likes to have a 10 in there though.
Yeah, so he will play Gibbs White. This is me kind of giving my opinion. But McAtee, again, I think is going to be very good for Forest. And then you got Backwell, who I'm really excited about. He's a proper playing winger, good dribbler, gets goals as well. And then you got Ndoye, who's scoring goals, Hudson-Odoi, and then Callum Owendo. I want to see him. He looks very good. And Chris Wood, I think, still will be the number 9 because he's still scoring the goals. So there's plenty of depth at Forest. Can Ange get that tune right, that starting blend on the 11? I think that's his first challenge. Who is the starting 11? Or does he just kind of pick up in that 4-2-3-1 that Nuno was playing? So it'll be interesting to see. But I think there's more chance that those players that were classed as Edu signings will get a fair crack at the whip.
Yeah, I think he's got a hard task on his hands now in terms of how quickly he tries to switch up the formation and switch up the system. And I really hope for everyone's sake that wants to see Arsenal lose this weekend that he just chills out a little bit and sticks with that kind of defensive counter-attacking team, because that's the way you're going to beat Arsenal this weekend. But what I want to know actually is, what did your brother say to you when the news came out? Because I know your brother was very much Ange out. So what's he been saying to you?
He tried to call me a few times. I ignored him. I got some WhatsApp voice notes from him with a lot of laughter down the phone line. But how to use that, I've now muted and blocked him. So I can't actually tell you the civil conversation. We are still yet to have that conversation. It's amazing. My brother's a lazy bastard. If he's not got an early meeting, he'll be asleep. It's amazing that I don't know how he knew at 9:15 or whatever the time was, but he was awake. He was awake and ready to, go to war. So, yeah, no, I'm probably going to have that conversation at some point this afternoon. But he was most definitely Ange out. And the voice notes, I've deleted them now.
You look like you're looking forward to that conversation, Wolfie.
Not really.
All the Ange slander you've given him over the past 2 years, and now you're going to be defending him.
I said you should have sacked him. I said you should have sacked him. He's your most successful manager in 40 years, and this is how you treat that royalty.
17th in the Europa League, you taking it? We asked you this question.
You already
said yes.
Yes, I will take it, because then I'll go get my 3rd star next year. It's all part of the master plan.
Oh God, this is
where are you lot finishing? You more optimistic on your position since we last spoke?
I think I think, in my opinion, 5th. I think Spurs can finish 5th this season.
5th.
Yeah.
You're going to jump from 17th to 5th. Impressive.
Yeah. Well, didn't you do that nearly?
Well, we nearly jumped to 3rd until we bottled it.
Yeah. So you're 17th, right? You're 17th to 7th.
Yeah, but we have ambitious owners. I know you lot are all giddy because Levy's gone.
Owners.
And my brother's telling me the Arabs are coming in, they're going to chuck the money around or what have you. But I don't know. I don't think much has changed. I don't think much has changed or will change. Spurs will always be Spursy, boys. Let's be real.
Yeah, Spurs will always be Spursy. And we finished below Nottingham Forest once in how many years?
It doesn't matter.
That's
We're
what
going to do the history
is.
thing.
You're going back to the wilderness after this season, back to the forest.
Oh, we'll see. This will be an interesting season. I'm sure we'll have a lot more conversations as it progresses.
I'll tell you what, Wolfie. Me personally, I wasn't Ange's number 1 backer last season, but he is a Spurs legend, and I do want to see him do well. However, I just don't want to see him do well for Forest. That's the honest truth of it. That's the honest truth. I really do want to see him do well, but not for Forest. I really hope.
Thanks to me.
I really hope. No, it's not even you. It's
not even
Marinakis, mate. It's all Mr. Marinakis.
I never thought we would have beef with Forest, but we do.
Oh, I'm telling you, but I had to get it printed on the shirt. Can you see there's Marinakis and Gibbs White doing
But how does that compute? So Marinakis always wins, but Ange only wins in his 2nd season. So those two don't quite mix.
Well, imagine this. Imagine Ange now goes and wins in his 1st season and 2nd season. This is the thing. Spurs fans who have been mocking me and sending me messages today. Don't let Ange go and win in his 1st season and show up Spurs. Nuno did a better job at Forest than he did at Spurs.
It's true. Ange never said he doesn't win in his 1st season. He just said he always wins in his 2nd.
Exactly. That's the key line there, boys. So it's going to be... When have we got you? I'm just trying to have a look.
We got you in December. December at Forest, yeah.
At the City Ground, yeah. So
when did you get that shirt?
Huh?
When did you get that shirt?
Oh, it's on my merch store, mate. I'll send you one.
Was that before the West Ham game? Yeah.
No, it's after.
After.
How could he lose 3-0 to West Ham, man?
Shameless.
Well, let's see what happens on Saturday, because I'm sure even Ben, you're going to be backing me.
I
On
will
Saturday,
100% be backing you on Sunday.
Thank you. All right, we found common ground. We found common ground.
As soon as that game's over, though, it's over between us.
You get Ange's first game, and that's it.
Yeah. and the return against Arsenal.
And the return. There you go. Fantastic.
But big up, Wolfie. Good luck for the season. Don't think you're going to need it because
Good luck for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm doing the world tour right now, so I remember who I'm on with next. But no, it's good to
I'm
catch
surprised
up
you're not
with
going
you.
back in time with all the backtracking you're going to have to be doing in these next 24 hours.
A lot of clips have started to emerge about certain things I've said about a certain manager, and I'm like, when did I say that?
Me and my big mouth. That's what you've been saying to yourself.
Exactly. Listen, boys, have a great stream. You not watching, make sure you've hit the like button for the boys. The effort they put in is ridiculous, and yeah, we'll catch up soon, boys.
Big up, Wolfie.
Exactly.
Looking
And
forward.
if you want to see any Ange reactions weekly, go over to Forest
I
Fan TV,
can't
and
wait.
I'm sure you can have Sim on loan for the year if
I've
you
had
want it.
so many Spurs fans subscribe today saying, here for the meltdown. Can't wait to watch that.
Ange Postecoglou's good for business, Wolfie.
Yeah, get ready for your Aussie invasion. Go get ready for that. There's going to be a lot of Aussies coming to you. I can tell you that.
Look, are you not entertained? That's all I can say.
It's who you are, mate.
That's who you are, mate.
See you
All right,
later,
boys.
Wolfie.
Have a
Thanks
good
for coming
stream.
on,
Wolfie.
mate.